Hello, hello. Hey, Skeleseller. Yeah, it took a tiny bit longer than I thought. I said it was going to be about half an hour. It's more like 40 minutes. And it's not worth explaining why. I got lunch. That's all. Glance at my computer and saw the stream go back on. Like, I got to nab that first. All right, so Adam reworked some design decisions this morning for challenge mode. In short, you will now choose a specialization before the run starts, and it will impact some decisions within the game. What else did we change? We also changed how battle perks will work. He's going to work on challenge mode this afternoon. Yeah, stream should only be about probably 2 hours-ish. Whoops. Okay, let's get to it. So we should always list them in the same order. They should be changed such that we offer 2 offensive perks and 1 defensive. That's already been coded. It's funny, I let the game running, so it says business failed at the end. Yeah, I already coded this. So now you always get health, then you get 2 offensive perks, and then 1 defensive perk. Anything else I want to do with that? Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. So this is done. And then listing them in the same order. So at some point, we call into the battle perk choice generator, and what we could do is we could sort these. Yeah, we could just sort these. Is there a sort function? Order by? Gotta reload this. I don't like when just regular autocomplete breaks. This has nothing to do with AI. Oh, there's an update. Let's see. I doubt this fixes anything. But yeah, let's click the update button and find out. I'm waiting for it to reload now. I'm chilly right now. I'm wearing this hoodie. And one of the things I always think about is like in about an hour, I'll probably be too hot. And there's this like perfect temperature range, which we're going to hit and then pass and then need to take off the hoodie. And I was thinking about this too when it's like the dead of winter. I'm under a blanket or something and I'm freezing cold. Anyway, I don't have a point there. I'm just talking. All right, so order, what does order do? Sort elements of a sequence in ascending order. Yeah, that works. Wait, do we have to say order by? Why is order? Oh, because then we need to do to list again on this? Can't we just order the list and have this just be a list? Oh no, the drat. Why? Why? Yeah, why? Change from I read only list to list for improved performance. So then, yeah, we need the first list there. All right. Well, sure, I guess. Simplify this then. This one should be fine. Yeah. And I'll just write note. We only order the perks so that they always show in the same relative locations. All right, so that should do it. Now, whenever you see power, I think power should always show first. I mean, health always shows first. Then the next thing that shows of the offensive perks will be power, I believe. And it doesn't matter what the order is. So yeah, power is always first, then haste, then what's the other one? Thorns and haste. I want to see what the differences are. It's always generating the same ones every time now. Oh, because whoops, I did this wrong. Wait, did I do this wrong? Ah, yes, I did this wrong. Yeah. What I wanted to do is of the perks that you get, we're going to order them by their thing. Yeah, the tiles really, really help there. Oh, so we want that comment. So we want this comment. I'm just going to copy this too. Although I don't think I need this. Also, hey, Kevin. Okay, so let's put this back to normal. And then over here, we're going to do perks.order by p.id. And then write that comment that I had here. All right, now why does this fail? Because we need to do perks equals perks dot order by. And then what, that to list? Yeah. That's not going to do it. That's definitely not going to do it. Oh my God, why is this so difficult? Okay, here's what we really want to do. We really want to do list battle perk offensive perks. And then we want to add these here. And then we only want to sort those. And then add all of those to this list. Actually, we could do the order by in here, right? And then put the comment up here. Yeah, there. Work calls. All right, see ya. All right, so now we test this again, and now it should actually work the way I want it to. What's happening? What is happening? Why are we generating 5 things? How did I mess this up? Oh, because it's perks.count. I want offensive perks.count. And we should probably rename this to num offensive perks. Perks not to grant. These are defensive perks. And then, yeah, we grant one more. Grant one defensive perk. Okay. All right, now I think we're good. Shuffled battle perk IDs. This is shuffled offensive perks. Well, perk IDs, I guess. All right. How are we looking? All right, so now we have thorns and then a skill. Power and then a skill. Thorns and then a skill. Okay. Power, skill, haste, thorns, power, skill, haste, thorns, power, haste, power, skill. Yeah. All right, this is good. So at least they're going to be close enough to the same. Like, they're not exactly the same. So here, haste shows on the first row, and then haste shows on the second row, and then power shows on the first row, and power shows on the first row. I guess power is always in the same spot. But yeah, I think this is at least, in scanning this, you'll always kind of scan in the same order. Okay, I'm happy with this. Let's check that in. Change generation of battle perks. Before this, you would always get health and then 3 random mods. Now you get health, 2 random offensive mods, and 1 random defensive mod. This is because we just don't incentivize survivability that much in challenge mode. And so I don't want you to outright reject perk choices because they don't increase battle speed. They should all increase battle speed now. Okay. Hey, Fabaza. Or Phobos. ZA? Phobos? Probably Phobos ZA. Is the keyboard making you type that fast? I mean, I assume it is, unless you saw me like autocomplete some text. If you saw like a whole line get typed out or something, that's not the keyboard. But yeah. Are they faster than regular keyboards? No, they're not faster than regular keyboards. There's just less hand movement. So the main thing about this keyboard, if I asked you to type an exclamation mark, you type shift and then 1, right? Like you don't have an exclamation mark key. So that is a concept that's called a layer. That's really, really heavily used on this. So if I want to type letters, I press these keys, right? If I want to type numbers, I press the same keys. If I want to type symbols, I can press the same keys. Like I just need to hold a shift sort of button for all of those. And then, yeah, arrow keys are all in the same thing. Like, yeah, it's nice to use this keyboard. All right, so list them in the same order. So that's done, and that means that this is done. So now we're at the most interesting part, at least I think. And this might take all of the rest of the time I have today, but add specializations. So add UI to choose these before the run. Just have several radio buttons at first and tooltips over each option. Start with a full warehouse and some items, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So maybe we should pick 3 of these. I don't want to pick, what are there, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go with all 7. Let's start with the UI for this. So there's a challenge mode. What did I call it? New challenge run. This one. Yeah, so we were going to need to add a UI in here for this. I assume the repo's private. Yeah, it is private. I've got an FAQ for Skeleseller here. But yes, there is no public source. Where is the code? Closed source. But I have made source visible for a lot of other things that I've worked on. So if you were to go look at my GitHub repos, which I guess there are 2 of them. Actually, I probably have a GitHub command. Yeah. There's a bunch of code in there for other stuff. But yeah, not Skeleseller. Skeleseller is going to be a monetized game. I plan on just listing it on Steam for, let's say, $15. So if I were to open source it, I assume it'd be very hard to get that $15 because people would just be like, why even buy the game? I'll just go build it and I'll play for free. So yeah, that probably wouldn't apply. Okay, so what I want is a bunch of buttons, but that you can only pick one. Do we ever have this concept anywhere else in the UI? Because if so, I want to look at what that does. And I don't think so. I know we can just make radio buttons. I know those exist. I just want to see if I ever applied some different styling to. Oh, wait, we do. Except for I coded it myself, right? Whenever you hire, no, not that way. Whenever you hire through here, we made this. These are technically just radio buttons. They're just not coded as radio buttons. Is there a way to, let's just make a brand new scene here. I'll just give it a control and we'll make an HBox container of, let's say, 2 buttons. There's also check and option buttons. Type of button that brings up a drop down. I don't want that. I don't want that. Check button is a toggle button, displays a check field, similar to checkbox and functionality, has a different appearance. To follow established UX patterns, it's recommended to use this when toggling has an immediate effect. Okay, so we would just make a regular button. So we have 2 buttons here. We say choice A and choice B. And then we add them to the same group, I believe. Button group, here we go. New button group. Allow unpress. No, I don't want to do that. And then quick load in the button group we just did. How do you copy paste that? Copy, paste. Okay. So if I just play this current scene now and I call this delete me, is there a visual effect for which one of these is selected? No, it's highlighted, but I think that's just because it has the focus. Yeah, tabbing changes that. Maybe it's obvious when I zoom in. Let me increase the scale of this whole thing because I can't tell. I'll just set this to 8. That way it'll definitely be visible. Whoops, I started the wrong thing. I meant to click start current scene, not start the whole game. No, there's no difference. Yeah, you can't tell what's selected. Is there... There's an option button. There's some other way to do this, right? Toggle mode. There it is, toggle mode. If true, it's in toggle mode, makes it flip between pressed and not pressed. Yeah, that's what I want, I think. Yeah, so now there's a visual difference, even if I tab between them. And if I click the other one, there's a visual difference. It's not super apparent. What if I put this whole thing inside of a panel container now? And I put the panel container with the right theme. Quick load to, I don't know, stone theme or something. Is this going to be obvious? No, not, I mean, it kind of is. It's, I don't know. That's probably good enough. Yeah, that's probably good enough. It kind of looks disabled though. You can't unselect it, right? Yeah, you can't unselect it. That's fine though. You need to have something selected. Although I don't think it selects something by default, does it? If I just start the scene again, neither one is pressed. No, it doesn't know how to do that. And if we apply a different theme, is it more apparent in any of our other themes that we have, like the settings theme or this? What does this look like? Yeah, it's more obvious here. All right, well, maybe we just use this theme then. Because all we need is a good V1 of this. I'm not trying to make this look perfect. We can come up with like proper radio buttons if we want. Are there any other things here that look better? Controls, no. Dialogue theme. Oh, that's pretty good. Well, that's the same wooden buttons that we have from before, right? Yeah. All right. Well, whatever. Let's use this. Okay. So we want to make all the different options that you can have. And we just need them inside of an HBox container at the bottom of this stuff. So right at the bottom of this, I suppose. All right, so let's make a new HBox container. Put that right there. But we need this to be inside of a VBox container for that. Alternatively, we just put this inside of this VBox container. And then put some buttons in here. Button, button. This is toggle mode. We give it a button group. We delete this. We duplicate that. We give this some text. So specialization 1, specialization 2, and specialization 3. And then make a VBox container. Put this here, put a label inside. Put this up at the top. Choose a specialization. Hover for details. Why can't I see that? Because of that. Now I can't see because it's white. I should probably put this whole thing inside the panel container. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Which means this whole thing needs to be inside of a VBox container. We're getting there. We just got to change every single thing we've ever done. All right, how's that look? That's a little better. And then maybe separate these a little bit. Again, not trying to make this UI look fantastic or anything. Just passable for now. This can have a larger font size. We'll just keep increasing it until it looks good. Sure, it's probably smaller than the other one, huh? What is that size? 48. And so what is this size? 32? Yeah, that's fine. All right, so choose a specialization, hover for details. We can make these buttons a little bigger too. What is the size of this? 32. So let's set the size of this one to 24. Yeah, that's pretty good. Again, not trying to make this look great. Cannot stress that enough. It just needs to be passable for the playtesters. And then if this is all fun, we can polish it. Okay, cool. And then start new challenge run should be disabled by default until you select one of these options. Yeah. So now what should the options be? Which of these are the most fun 3 to do? I guess if they're quick to build, we could make all 7 of them. But if we had to pick 3, which are the best? I like this one. I think I like this one. And maybe this one. Okay, so farm specialization. What's the other one? Farm, adventurers, and workers. Farming, adventuring, or industry? Yeah, sure. It's fine. Okay. So we call this farming spec, adventuring spec, and industry spec. All right. So now clicking any of those is going to enable the challenge run button, and it's going to set which one of these you chose. So we need to get a specialization ID somewhere. I guess we have building ID, but only as a result of this. Don't we have a challenge mode? Challenge mode ID. Yes, right there. Okay, so we'll make a specialization ID. And we'll do farming, adventuring, or industry. And delete the rest of that stuff. Call this specialization ID. All right, now the UI that does this, which is what? New challenge run screen. So now we need to go fetch these buttons. I have to reload this thing constantly. Speaking of reloading, what was the VS Code update? Release date July 9th. I would have had this already then, right? Oh, update. There are more. I probably got this then, didn't I? It fixed these two things. I don't really care. Yeah, I don't think I care. Okay, fine. Oh. All right, what are we doing? We're getting everything inside the buttons over here. Each one needs to be associated with a specialization. We can make this a special button type, or we could just kind of manually code this for now. I think just manually coding it for now is okay. So let's do this. Let's say farming spec dot pressed set spec. Actually, I'll do it this way. How rude of you, Nanak. Rude. Adam is rude live. All right, we'll make a string or a list of string, comma, specialization ID. And we'll say like buttons to specializations or button specialization buttons. I don't know, something like that. And then we'll make a new list of things. So this is farming spec. And that's farming. Then we want the other two, which is what I say, adventuring. And what did I call this? Adventuring spec. And that's adventuring. And then this one was industry spec. Okay. Hey, Tyrion. Having a hard time finding today? It's one of those Fridays. Why don't you go outside? It's a beautiful day out today. So for each string button path or node path, button path, and specialization ID, specialization ID. All right, so we get the button path. And when you press it, we're going to set what the current specialization is. Private specialization ID. So set this equal to that. And then whenever you click any of these, we're going to enable the start button. Button, start button. And we need to do that. Set this to start button dot pressed. All right, then enable it in here. Start button dot disabled equals false. And then just close this and that. And we're good to go. It's supposed to be working. Yeah, but what if you didn't? Have you ever thought of that? I will take credit for you enjoying your afternoon. It is a beautiful day. And I was inside while I was finishing my lunch, just sitting up against the window where a sunbeam was on my back, and it was lovely. I thought, this is what it's like to be a cat every day. Okay, so this starts on this screen. We can't click start new challenge run. They have choose a specialization. So when we do click this, it lets us start a run with our specialization. Yeah, so what is going to know about this? We have started run, but nothing tells it what the specialization is. And it's the title screen that sets us up. And it sets in here, I see. And then something's going to listen for this, which is probably the main screen, which tells it to just go into the town. So then title screen probably needs to store this. Oh, damn, like that. Maybe with this observation, you should go enjoy some more of that sun when no one work. Oppressal. How many times do I need to say these words? Flow state. Flow state. I'm excited to work on this. I actually am having fun. I think it's going to be a nice couple of days working on this until we get back to balance. I think balance is not going to be fun. But hey, I've said this a bunch of times and I'll keep saying it. Not every task is always going to be fun. And that's where the bricklaying mentality comes in. So we're doing what we have to do. All right, so I think we will modify this. Public static specialization ID. Selected specialization ID. We don't need to set this to none.
A specialization ID.
Whoa. Hello, phone. Why are you just randomly talking to me? I should probably turn that stuff off. Yeah, shut up, phone. So the selected specialization could just be in the title screen. Then again, we could use whatever the specialization is here. I think it's kind of weird to set it in multiple places, so I'll do this. There. So that'll work. And now when you start a run, we need to do certain things based on the run that you started. And that's all code that happens here right now. We need to check other stuff. And then we potentially want to show you perks that you've gotten inside your perk screen. Not sure about that though. Would it corrupt all your files? They'll run the corrupt files function. So switch this. I don't think any of this code should happen here. But yeah, in the case of the farm, let's create the farm. This argument shouldn't matter. Should fade in. I think it's true. So create the farm, and then we want to give you some upgrades for it. I don't know what upgrades we want to give you, though. Maybe 1 crop growth speed. Maybe 1 farm size. Maybe 1 farm variety. We're giving you 3 perks. That seems pretty generous. Now, if you had adventurers, then we want to randomly hire 2 more adventurers for you. Where does that happen? Is that in skip tutorial? Hire a random adventurer? And then make them wander around town? Okay, they're going to be stacked on top of each other, but I don't think we worry about that for right now. So how many should we give you? Num adventurers equals, what did I say in the sheet? Start with 3. So you already had 1, so we just need to give you 2. So for I equals 0, I is less than num adventurers. I plus plus. Okay. And oh wait, we're supposed to give them perks as well, right? Hey, Wanakas. How you doing? Okay, yeah. Oh, and then we need to fill out the tooltips for these. Fill out the tooltips for these and probably move the code somewhere else. Maybe into a town challenge mode. If nowhere else. So random battle perks, how do we even do that? I don't know. Man. All right, well, we could generate. We're making perks specifically for these. I'm also not certain that we want to give them more than even just 1 perk each. And we probably don't want to count it for you having already chosen some perks, right? Because then all your adventurers would be stronger than normal. All right, well, let's look through the code. Normally, we generate some choices here. And this is for each adventurer. So all we care about for any individual adventurer is this thing, which is generate battle perks. It just takes in a... Oh, whoops, no, not that one. This one. It takes in a town and an adventurer class. So this will give us all of the perks. And then how do we apply them all? There must be something in here that lets us do that. There it is. Chose perk. And this applies all the ones that we would have had? Yeah. All right, we can do this. There's just one thing that is sticking out to me, and it's this part right here. Should we count this toward the number of perks that have already been chosen? I think we should. Yeah, I think we should. I don't, and it's also the easier thing to do. Might as well start there until we figure out there's a problem with that. All right, so how do we do this then? We need to go into this and generate a choice. Oh, this is private? Because what? It's only ever called from there? Yeah, now we got to make it public. Okay, public. And then because it's public now, it needs to be moved up in the file. And now we can call this directly. Should I have done this? Maybe I shouldn't have done this. I don't know what I want to do. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do yet. Let's write out the code, then we can figure out how we want it to look. So now for each adventurer that you have, so for each adventurer, and get adventurers, we want to get their adventurer class equals adventurer class component, or no, adventurer component. Yeah, that. So now we have the class. Now we want to call into the battle perk generator, generate perks for the town and that adventurer class. Var perks equals that. Change var into the full variable. Good. And then delete that and import it. All right, next we want to assign them those perks, which happens from here. Yeah, we need to call into this, which we can't do. Well, that makes things fun. Maybe force choose perk. Where is this called? Where is this called? Right there. Perk choice tracker dot choose perk. Perks chosen. Okay, we might need all of this. Do you enjoy programming games as opposed to applications? Yeah, generally. It's rare that an application is supposed to be fun. And when applications are fun, you generally say that they're gamified. Like Duolingo, for example. Maybe some people find that fun. But a lot of people say that Duolingo is very gamified. And I like that. I like the idea of making a program that people, the main point is just, they're just supposed to be entertained. They're supposed to find it fun. And I'm very passionate about games in general, and I've always liked making them and playing them. I suspect I'm going to want to make another like few games in my lifetime. And I've got some ideas, and I'm sure that as I grow as a game designer, as I continue making games, there will probably be even more ideas. But at some point, I think game dev is a lot of work, and the cycle is long enough now, and there's enough uncertainty and stress, and you know, even having released a hit game doesn't mean that your next game is going to do great. So I don't know how much I'll be able to deal with those sorts of pressures and how much the industry will change and everything. But yeah, I think, let's say we got done with this game tomorrow and then I supported it for like another year. After that year, I probably would just start the next game. Now, if I release this and it's so popular that I'm supporting it for like 5 years, I don't know. Maybe I would have a different viewpoint after that. It'd probably be nice to get to something totally new though. Anyway, I think what we need to do is this. We need to force this thing to be chosen. So can we just trigger its chosen thing? We can. Public void force choose. On choose button pressed. Adam the sellout striking again. There he goes again, running his mouth. All right, so now we just do this, right? Does that work? Please tell me that works. It doesn't, because what? This is not the thing that inherits from... No, it's not. Oh, man. All right, where did force choose exist? It's in perk choice, which is what, the UI? Yeah, we don't have UI for this. Okay, so we can't do that. So we need to do whatever this would have done, which is this code. And that in itself requires UI, which, I mean, I guess we do have. Yeah, this is a little strange. Public void I'm just going to call it force choose perk. Yeah. And we're going to do the stuff that was in here. Oh, no, this takes in a UI. Oh, God. Okay, fine. Let's find out. Perk choice. What does it even do? Oh, it does a lot. Oh, no. Oh, no. And then what? What does the rest of this do? This modifies how many perks you've chosen from here. Yeah, I kind of want to do this. And then it calls into something else, which I don't know if anything else actually listens for this. Update selected character. Okay. So ideally, well, what if we just made the UI? How hard is that to do? We instantiate one of these. We add it somewhere. We don't even need to add it somewhere. We can just make one of these and then call force choose and then free it. All right, well, this is not the smartest thing I could have possibly done, but let's go try it out anyway. So perk choice equals, I guess if we just search for this, find the instantiation of it. We don't even need to initialize it. This is so hacky. Then we say force choose it. No, wait, we do need to initialize it. It needs to be initialized with the choice. So we need to do this with each of these. For each battle perk choice. Wait a second. This has the list of battle perks in there. Perk and perks.perks. And then perk choice.queue free. All right, well, that'll do this. And I'll just write, this is super hacky. We create UI objects just to make force choose easier to run. And this does exactly what I want. Yeah, it does. All right. This might not work at all. I do not even know. All right, so we initialize this thing with a choice. The choice is right up there. So we just need to make one of these. Yeah, I don't need to do this. Okay, well, we'll test all this out in a sec. And then what's the last one? Start with 4 or 5 workers? I mean, that's pretty easy. I think it's pretty easy. Industry. Num workers. And then what do we call? Just create worker? Do we ever do this in another spot? Add one worker. Town.create worker. Yeah, I think this is it. Maybe we could also make them move a little faster. That might be nice. Yeah, let's do that. We'll give you 1 level of that. Worker speed. Okay, let's try it out. Yeah. Let's see what happens. So we can pick a specialization. If you don't have a specialization, none of this stuff is going to happen, except for we create the farm by default anyway, so we got to stop doing that, I guess. So let's try this one more time. So we go to the title screen, we click challenge mode, let's pick farming. So we should start with the farm. It should be a little bit bigger than normal. It has level 1 well water or whatever. I think you would expect to see this stuff in your perks tab and you can't. But if you click buy perk, you should eventually be able to see, none of these are the perk I want to show. This, yeah. So crop variety already was level 1, as evidenced by it now providing level 2. Same thing with clear rocks. It was level 1, so now it's offering level 2. So this is working, and if you choose this, Now in here, you see that you have level 2 out of 3. So I think we would need to populate the perks UI with the automatically granted perks. That's the only thing that really makes sense. But yeah, farming mode is working. So now let's go try the other mode, adventuring mode. So we should have 3 level 3 adventurers, or level 2 adventurers, I mean, which we don't. So that means that this did not work. Did it try to work? It did try to work. Okay, so that is perk choice line 27. Ah, yes, of course, because we never add this to the scene. All right, well then let's just add it really fast. This is so hacky. Add child perk choice. And perk choice dot hide. Yeah, we're immediately freeing it. But yeah, this is extra hacky. Okay, so now we go pick adventuring mode. And we have 3 adventurers, and they do have... Oh, no, they don't have the buffs. So wait, it broke again then, right? Or it generated them for the... No, wait, what? No, it doesn't seem to have worked. Wait, we're only generating... Oh, no, I see what we're doing. But something's still wrong here. All right, let's put a breakpoint there. I think I know what's going on. I think we need to make this a battle perk choice. I think that'll fix it. Yeah, and then the init might need to be for battle perk choice UI init. What does this do? Get the choice, has hired adventure. Yeah, no, that matters. Wait, why would this even make sense? There's some virtual function that now we're calling the proper derived version of. Well, if it works, it works. So let's just try it. And did it work? It did not. Okay. Well, that's when we go debug this. So force choose is not doing what I expected to do. That's fine. That's... Ooh, nothing's listening for that. Well, that explains that problem. Yep, nothing's listening for it. So then we're doing this in the wrong order. I'm guessing this is called pretty early on. Yes, it's called incredibly early on. But that's after init is done, right? Yeah, it is. So then this should have been set up correctly. Why would nothing listen for that? Chosen got invoked. This thing should listen for it. I'll put a breakpoint there. And we'll hit the play button. Yeah, it's never being called. Oh, because we created outside of this thing. Oh, God. So we need to call these lines of code. Well, I gotta say, the easiest thing would just be to make a force choose perk function like I had from before. But it's ugly code. But let's do it anyway. I just want to get this working. Force choose perk. That's where all of this stuff would happen. Or like an on perk chosen. On perk chosen. Well, force choose perk will call into that. So that's where this stuff happens. This is terrible. Just terrible. Okay. This doesn't even work. Oh man. Yeah, this doesn't even work. We need this to be a perk choice, I guess. Oh, and then we can't. Okay, yeah, this is stupid. We need both things to be passed in. This should have been merged earlier. I don't have the energy in me to do this right now. All right, so then what we could do is we could pass in both things. We can pass in the perk choice and the challenge mode perk choice. Choice UI and then just regular choice. Whoops, that's not how that would work. There. Okay. Now we call that from here. So this is going to be ui.menu.battle perk choice tracker. It's not even that. Where is this? Force choose perk. Yeah, here. Now we need to call this with the right thing. Yuck. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so hacky. Oh man. Yeah. Well, does it work? It did. Now everyone's level 2. And you can see their stuff being reflected there. And if I try that again, we'll get 3 other random adventurers. Yeah. And these are already updated correctly. Okay, so it says haste 11%. We're level 2. If I choose a battle perk again. So first of all, the cost did go up. And I don't even have the farm or the pond. Yeah, let's do that. I don't care about that. All right, we see their current level is 2. And it'll give me plus 15% haste more. So I should be at 26% when we choose this. Yeah. All right, well, it's working. And now the final thing we need to test is worker mode or worker specialization, this one. So now we should start with 5 workers, yeah. Wow, okay. Well, we coded specializations. That wasn't horrendous. I kind of want to test it out a little bit, like from a gameplay perspective. I want to try the adventuring one. Let's just start a new challenge run. Let's play this for a little bit. I'm not going to spend too long on this. All right, so just send 3 different adventurers in a battle. There. Can the mushroom even win? It's got slightly more haste and a tiny amount of dodge. It might be able to win, but it's going to be very close. Oh, and they also got some power, right? They didn't. It's not a guarantee. Haste and... Oh, they got an ability? Yeah, they got an ability. All right, we won. So now we put these things in here and in here and in here. And let's get our first building. These suck. I guess let's get that and make customers move faster. All right, let's minimize all these. Hey, Vintage. Welcome in. Thanks for the raid. How's it going? We are testing challenge mode right now, and I just made a change, which I can't easily show, but I made specializations. So I picked adventurer specialization, where I start with 3 adventurers, and they're all level 2. So we're seeing if the game is fun now. How'd the stream go? I'm doing well. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited about this. We unfortunately have no... Yeah, we need money. And the only way to get money is for customers to go get this stuff. We need 7 more money. Or, you know what we could do? We could have sent everybody to the volcano, I guess. Yeah, let me have them stop these battles. They can probably win there. Although it's not balanced for once they are there. UV5 kept crashing on me when I was drawing splines, which I'm sure is fine. I've heard a lot about people having experiences with crashing, and I find that rather unfortunate for a fleshed out game engine. I hope it just kind of fixes itself, or there's some workaround. Okay, now we can build a new building. Yeah, let's get this so we can level up. Oh, the pond to level up is less interesting than the farm, I suppose, since I need to send the adventurers there to do battle. And they're weaklings. They're like gonna die. I got like the 3 worst adventurers for this. Yeah, we won. Now we get these bad items. I guess put that in there. And put this in here. Oops. Yeah, we have almost no money. I think I just got unlucky with some buildings here. You got to make sure this is viable, and it's not. At least the mushroom's reviving itself. Nice. Nice. We're getting some items. This is so bad. Alright, let's have him go fight a fish after this. Also, we have no sludge. So we can hire another adventurer. Wait a second, that's not right. The first one shouldn't cost 25. Yeah, I need the adventurer cost to go up if you chose the adventurer specialization. Well, they won. Let's send them to the fishing pond so they can do terribly there. Look at how long it takes for them to beat just 2 fish. They don't even fight back. It's so bad. They're like the worst adventurers. But when I kill the 2 fish, I'll have exactly enough sludge to level up. Won't that be nice? Meanwhile, the customers are taking their sweet time getting over there. And we can't build another building until we hit 75. Although we could choose town perks. And potentially those town perks will help. Yeah, we got 10 sludge, and now we got our other 10 sludge. Okay, so let's send them back to the volcano while we go choose a battle perk. And we don't have any of these adventurers. So let's go with the rogue, and let's hire the rogue, because the rogue's doing... Oh, we didn't get the rogue. This is so bad. It's impossible to win. We should maybe send them back to the forest. But... now that I have another adventurer, rather than taking 22 seconds, they should go faster here. And we double the loot that we got. So we put that over there, that over there, that there. This stuff over here. Alright, we got some money. We get 9 more. We got ourselves a stew. And they're going to win this fight, and it should not have taken them 22 seconds this time. It took 20. Okay, so we shaved off like 10%. Let's go hire another adventurer. Still not the rogue, but we got a better damage dealer than the cleric. So let's take these out of battle. Yeah, we need someone to buy that. We can't speed that up. Give me that. Okay, so take the cleric out. You're terrible. Put the mage in. Put the cleric back over here. We're doing it. We have 1 fish. No one's buying any armor. Let's get a town perk. Oh, item stacking is really good. Go with that. Yeah. Now we're making progress. Okay, okay. We're getting somewhere. Fighting fish is tough, especially if you don't go in the water. Yeah, you gotta cast spells at them. Light refract. Alright. We are slowly getting somewhere. Yeah, I can see this being more fun. The specializations do help. Let's go with max customers. Oh, we can get another perk. Let's go with glowy fish, since it's our only way to level up right now. Yeah, we don't even have any... We have 1 fish in the pond. That's it. They're still taking forever. We need battle perks. And we don't have any way to get them. This probably just implies we need to balance this stuff better. Or maybe we should balance it based on what order you unlock the buildings in. Like, you got the fishing pond last. It's okay if it takes a while to fish, because you can handle it at that point. But right now, my characters cannot handle it. We could hire another adventurer. That'll make them go faster. Yeah, I'm just waiting for money. The battles are taking forever. 15 seconds? Okay, getting better, getting better. All right, let's send them to the fishing pond to get some more sludge. We can't build anything yet, and we can't hire anybody yet. We need 2 gold. Oh, we just got 2 gold. Nice. So now we could either hire or build. Which one? Let's go with the building. Let's go with the garbage slime. I think this is decent. I can see this shaping up to be more fun than it was for sure. You know what? Let's just send them all to the forest. They're taking so long to fight. No, let's just get some like cheapo items. All right, what can we get next? Hire another adventurer. Rogue? Yes. All right, now throw that in with the cleric. And we'll be drowning in items over here. Yeah. See? Drowning. They're finishing in 5 seconds. It's just they don't always win loot. Which we probably need to address. Oh, let's put this over here so they buy 2 at once. Wow, this really goes to show you how much leveling up helped in the original game. Because we're getting nothing over here. Nothing. This is abysmal. We're at 34 gold. How much do we need to get the next perk? Let's get the next perk. Let's get this one. It's critical eating. We have no items. Let's do that. Try to get some items. We got 2 potions. We got a few of these things. All right, so now we have another worker. Now we don't need to touch the items at all. They'll do this for us. Give me that one. Good. All right, how many fish do we have? 0? Yeah. Yeah, we gotta change something. If you get the fishing pond first, the game is impossible. It's just impossible. Play test realizations. Getting the fishing pond first is very difficult. I started with 3 adventurers, but I just didn't have the potions to get enough fish. Are you trying to beat challenge mode? I'm just trying to see if the changes I made already are a step in the right direction, and they definitely are a step in the right direction. There's more that needs to be done. And now I'm having fun playing because it's easier than thinking about the problems I was facing. We still don't have any fish in the pond. Let's just build another building. Let's save up for 100. Okay, there's a cloak. Well, this person's gonna go buy it, right? Let's make them not buy it. That's right. Hey, Batman, how you doing? All right, we can get the next quest, but I'm not gonna do that. Nice, 24 gold tip. Okay, let's get a new building now. The farm. Oh my God, we did it. We did it. We can now actually get sludge in a normal way. In fact, let's put that in there too. Make customers go faster. Yeah, I don't have any. I need customers to go do stuff. We have 1 fish. I just messed them up. Gotta feed this to the slime. Put that up there. All right, now we're finally getting too many items. Customers aren't doing anything. I guess we can put this in here. We sold something. Still haven't sold these things. They want bows at least. That's good. Okay, okay. We have enough for a battle perk. We have these 2 adventurers. Good. What does close call do? Well, at less than 25% health, your power is increased. That's probably pointless. I'm gonna upgrade the paladin. Yeah. Alright, look at my little workers go. Let's get some perks. Alright, more mana would be great. Spicy cooking would be great. Although so would growing crops. Yeah. This is better. We need to rebalance quite a lot. The next thing I think I want to get... I mean, leveling up the adventurers would be great. We don't have a super easy way of doing that. That'll help. There we go. All right, let's get more loot. Yeah, so pacing slowed down a lot. And I don't think there's really anything I can do to speed this up right now. Just not really doing a whole lot. Let's send them to the fishing pond. They'll get enough for me to level them up. I think level ups are just very important. And they cost too much at the beginning. And the fishing pond wasn't giving me enough. And the farm isn't getting upgrades. So many issues. Alright, but here they're going to get 30 sludge, which is enough to level up at least once. Oh, nice. Rogue gets stealth level 1, haste, lifesteal. Okay, let's take it. I doubt they can beat this level, but let's have them try. They might win just through sheer survivability, I say, as the mushroom dies immediately. Oh, wait, doesn't the mushroom have, like, pseudo-taunt? I forgot about that. So they're supposed to die. Well. Oh my god, that's right. That's why that bug happened that somebody reported about on Discord. Because of this ability. Oh my goodness. I need to write a note about that. Weekend marketing. Report back to about Mushy having taunt. Yeah, I have a screenshot right here. Well, let me take a picture of this in context. Yeah, which means that the problem about this is not a bug. I'll just bump this up to the top of the list. Original note here. All right, we've idled for a bit. Let's see. What do we have now? Did they win? I don't even... Yeah, they did win. Wow. I don't know how long it took them. And I don't have a warehouse. I'm going to lose all their items. Okay, what can we do? Buy another battle perk. That is incredibly good. We're taking that. And then we could build something. We could hire... We only have the warehouse. I guess let's build it. That might have been a mistake. We need more loot. We could just sell this. 43? Man. We could actually do the next quest. Well, there's no real reason to do that. Alright, let's get some town perks. Yeah, let's get some town perks. Alright, customer speed. Yeah, I think I have enough customers. I just need them to move faster. They want to buy some blue potions. I will happily sell you blue potions. And you will give me 46 gold. What? Okay. That is very generous of you. All right, what is this taking them? Like an hour to get through this? I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Yeah, they're taking their sweet time. We need to upgrade this party. It took them 31 seconds. I mean, they got a decent amount of loot out of that. Well, let's send them back to the fishing pond now because we have 2 fish. Yeah. And can we afford a... No, we can't. We can afford some town perks. Let's go with more customer speed. Let's go with more customers. Increased appetite. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's really good. Get some more loot. Send these guys back to the place that they're doing terribly at. Get another battle perk. Okay, that's pretty good. I wonder if they can take on the volcano. They probably can't. Let's find out. They might be able to. The rogue has 9 return damage and lifesteal. So they are healing themselves even though it doesn't look like it. So yeah, I think they're gonna win. This is interesting. It's shaping up to be better than it was for sure. And I didn't even make that big of a change today. Now we're getting a lot more loot too. Yeah, so much of this is gonna come down to balance. Alright, buy another perk. Honestly, item stacking is just probably the best. It's stupidly overpowered. Now we can sell 3 of these cloaks. 13 gold. If I take the paladin out of here, I wonder if the rogue would do better. Paladin has a bunch of haste and some return damage. They don't have taunt though. They're doing it in 31 seconds. Oh my god, that's a ton of money. Alright, that'd be good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I guess the other thing too is you hire and you build everything pretty quickly, and then you only have money to spend on the town perks. I gotta think about some of this stuff. Oh, that person wants a blue potion. We have a blue potion. Just as long as they don't buy it. Yeah, they're consistently winning over here. Just taking them a really long time. And I can't afford anything else, and I only have 1 fish there. Oh, we're selling that. Alright, let's try to upgrade this stuff. That too. Do we have enough yet? 45? We need 8 more. Now we need 5 more. Now we need 2 more. We've got a couple fish. We can send them in. Alright. We have enough. Oh, we don't have enough. We're 3 off there and 2 off on the sludge. Oh wait, I can harvest apples and stuff. Haha, I cheated my way to 95 gold. None of this is great. Let's take shiny loot. I think expanding the shops is not super helpful in this mode. It almost makes me wonder if you should just expand all shops at once. Where did I write my notes on this stuff? Expanding the shops isn't that interesting. Maybe you should expand all storage at the same time. That might be too powerful. And yeah, item stacking is still crazy. It should probably be a rare perk. Okay, so we have enough to upgrade an adventurer. We got this. That'll give us the cat spirit, some fortitude, some haste. This honestly isn't great. It might keep my adventurers alive for a little bit longer though, because they are dying. You know what? I'm curious. Okay, I just gave them an upgrade that was like a tiny bit of haste, which is going to do almost nothing. But more importantly, gave them this, which is going to make it so that my party as a whole has 10% more dodge for the entire... Well, not as a whole, sorry. One person in my party has 10% more dodge. So now it's a paladin. Are they actually going to dodge something? Nope. It's not happening at all. Yeah, it's not happening at all. It should... Yeah, it hasn't happened. Well, they didn't even win the fight that much faster. Atypical. Happy weekend. Alright, well now we have a ton of money. Let's get that. I'll get that. And now we're out of money. Yeah, so that's another observation that I think is pretty important. You quickly run out of things to spend money on. Buildings. Yeah. It's only buildings, adventurers, and town perks. Yeah, I need to think about how we're going to do that. Maybe you can buy battle perks at like an increased cost if you use gold. Maybe you should be able to spend gold on battle perks. But it's a worse ratio. We don't even have potions in here. Oh, they're not even fighting. Yeah, whoops. Oh, that's why, because I wanted to send them to the fishing pond. I just never did. All right, there we go. Is this spell about to run out? 1 second? Oh, it was like half a second off. All right, let's do this. That gave us one more fish, too. So in an hour, when they're done with that battle, you can benefit from it. Yeah, none of this matters. Partially because we got item stacking. I think item stacking is just too good. I think this is because item stacking is too good. We should split it per shop and possibly even per item display. Alright, now we can finally afford a battle perk. It's pretty interesting. It's also pretty interesting. I'm gonna take the paladin one. We don't have any items. Game is called Skeleseller. There's nothing to sell. We're just 3 sludge away. We gotta kill that fish. Then we can level up again. There we go. Alright, so now send you to the volcano again. And get one of these. Wow. These are both pretty interesting. Let's take the cleric one. They're just fighting over here, so they're not really doing that much. It makes me wonder if I should swap out that original party. Like, the mushroom character is probably not that good. I'm gonna try that. Let's mix this up. Yeah, so they have 30 seconds to win. If I do this and maybe this, that should speed them up by quite a good amount. So let's see. Is it finally less than 30 seconds? You're basically invincible now. So that's nice. Yeah, it took 23 seconds. All right, all right. And these characters are dying? No, they won. Nice. Put that over there. Oh, and the fishing pond is now filled. All right. Now we're cooking. None of this is super important. In fact, we should just sell that. And then... yeah, I like the idea of being able to spend gold on this, but having it cost maybe double or triple what the sludge cost is. So if I wanted, I could spend my 120 gold on that. But instead, I can only spend it on town perks. And none of this is that interesting. I'm just not really getting loot. A lot of this just isn't balanced. Is the paladin even in that fight? They are. Did they have this? Yeah, sure. Actually, that's pretty nice too. All right, so what is the paladin's damage mitigation now? 7%. And they have this. Whenever you heal, use shield bash. What are they, like, constantly healing? No. They're not. Because they're taking so little damage. They're winning in less than 20 seconds now, though. And we got a steady supply of fish, finally. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is pretty good. It does kind of make me think that just stacking buffs on one adventurer might be what's best. If they won in 18 seconds, they're just going to keep winning faster and faster. I'm not even getting any item. We're at 16 gold. Hey again, Kevin. All right, now how fast are they winning? 16 seconds. Nice. Okay. Oops. We have enough mana for that too. Nice. All right. All right. Yeah, so I want more granular purchases. Okay, this is still just getting more and more powerful. 13 return damage now. So every time the paladin gets hit, they do 13 damage to the enemy. Now they're winning in less than 15 seconds. I'm a little bit concerned that that's going to be the best strategy. Just like totally stomp one of the early instances, because fighting the later ones won't really help too much. So we got to make sure that that's also balanced. I'll write that down. You need to make sure that you don't just beat a low level instance in a very short amount of time. Yeah, having more perks would help, but having more variety would also maybe be interesting. Town perks, battle perks, buildings, adventurers. I guess the treasure room will help once we balance it, since you purchased chests. Actually, yeah, that's true. I guess the treasure room is just very important. Yeah. We should work on that. All right, so I am 5% of the way toward the goal, and we have 15 minutes left. So this is not going to happen. None of this really matters. I wanted to increase the farm size. We never got that. Yeah, we never got that. Maybe paying to re-roll would be good. Paying to re-roll would probably help. But if it doesn't cost enough, it would feel like you could force build. Units cancel just 10 minutes before it's supposed to happen. That's when you walk over to the person's office or whatever meeting they're in, and you say, I'm really steamed about this. They're like, oh, I didn't realize it was that serious. They say, I mean it, Mr. and or Mrs. All right. Yeah. Shop displays didn't really matter. I guess getting item stacking is what the problem was here. Love the music. Glad to hear, Hepta. Spent a lot of time on that. Still got to work on the next track. Can we afford the next perk? No, we're 3 away. Oh, nice. We got it. Okay, now we can afford it. Now, what do we get? What do we get? 8 damage dealt to attackers, 15% haste, 4% lifesteal. It's good. But at this point, survivability doesn't really matter. And in fact, you can see the rogue isn't even coming close to dying. They're healing themselves. Actually, they could probably take on the next area. What am I doing still here? Let's go to this. Can they beat this? It takes them 13 seconds to beat the prior instance. Paladin just dodged. They are beating this. Huh. It's oatmeal time. Don't need to tell me twice. All right, now we're rolling in some items here. Unfortunately, dropping bows, which it doesn't know, are very, very worthless. None of this is good. This stuff isn't really that good either. And we can't afford the next perk. But we are about to be able to right now. Oh, man. Okay, both of these are really good. This would give me healing. Oh, this doesn't really matter, but we also get 13 power. I'm going to go for the Paladin's haste because they're already at 65%. And I don't remember what Holy Blessing does, but that sounds pretty good. Damage mitigation now 12%. Holy Blessing is also reduced damage by even more. In fact, I wonder if they can take on the next location. We only have 12 minutes left. There's no way we're winning this. I set the goal like impossibly high. I should probably just lower it. What are we at? 2,700 gold? If we lowered it to 5,000, it would still probably be impossible. Let's send them here. Can they beat this? I'd be pretty impressed. The party seems to be survivable. Like they're very durable, I mean. But actually, yeah, they're doing kind of fine. So there is a sense of progression even within this run, even with the balance we have now. And that's without the treasure room, which would further increase their survivability. Yeah, the rogue just died. They might have lost the DPS they needed. Yeah, they did. Oh, man. They were so close to winning this. Oh, the paladin might be able to hold their own. Yeah, wow. Turns out all that haste really helped. So how much did we get from that? 5 times 22, 110, and 66. All right, let's put that there. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing that. We don't need money. We need sludge. I should have looked at how long that took. Oh, we have a ton of canes too. Which, again, we don't need money. But now we can upgrade all this stuff. Like that. And... ooh, that finally! That's the upgrade I was looking for. Now we have a larger farm. For the 10 remaining minutes. Alright, how long are they taking to win this battle? They start doing really poorly toward the end. Oh, no, they did fine. The rogue has almost no power. 32 seconds. They all want small potions. Okay, let's go get them their small potions. Because it's worth quite a lot of money, although money doesn't do anything for us. Clear rocks again. It does that. No, they're leaving. I'm about to get you your potions. You ingrates. Take it, take it, take it, take it, take it. Nice. 48 gold tip. And he plans without blocking a perk, so it shows again the next time. I'm not sure about that. I think maybe you should be able to like ban a perk from showing up. Well, even that I'm not certain about. Like stop him from showing the next 5 times. I'll write that down. Maybe you should be able to stop a perk from showing up for the next X choices. I don't want it to be too complicated though. I think we just need to, I don't know what we just need to do. Alright, get another battle perk here. Paladin, we're going for it. Just maximum paladin run. That's what we're doing. They're at 94% haste. They get a lot more healing than normal. They return 21 damage per hit. They're going nuts. Alright, actually doing a low-level battle was good. It's just now we have a bunch of fish in the pond. We should probably just hire another couple adventurers. Let's get the archer and the witch doctor. And then put them into a battle here. Yeah, there. They're probably going to take forever to kill that. But that's okay. We have a lot of crops. Yeah, they can't beat these. They're gonna struggle. In fact, I should probably get, okay, I should probably get that. But I should probably send all 4 into just a fish battle. Is it uploaded anywhere outside the game? I think it's on, hang on a second. No, it isn't. But the Skeleseller is. Alright, can I afford a battle perk? I can. You did not get the paladin. This is crazy. This is also pretty crazy, actually. Let's go with this just so the archer doesn't take forever to beat the fish. Because the power takes place immediately, I think. Did it take place immediately? I'm not actually sure. 12 damage and 32 damage. There's the 32, which means no, it does not take place immediately. And they have too many fish to fight through now. That's not what I asked for, I know. Hey Orlin, how you doing? That's pretty good. And None of these are great. Let's go with that one. Alright, they're never going to beat this. Let's just throw all of them in the same party together. They'll be able to take this on. Alright, we can get another one of these. Plus 23 power. Isn't that crazy? Can these take on the Inferno yet, I wonder? We have 6 minutes left. Hey, they're killing this. I don't think they're going to do well at all in the next location. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work out. If they had their healing spirit, it might. Because the extra healing would be desperately needed by this party. But the fact that they've made it through like one wave is pretty good, actually. But yeah, they're definitely dying in wave 2. There's just no chance. Yep. There they go. Okay, well, I'll send them back to the last location. We can afford another battle perk anyway. Let's get this. The rogue is going to go pop off over here. 61 power. They do what? 12 damage per hit. And they attack super fast. Another level or two and they would be able to take it on. I can't even give them another level. Oh, no, these are all bad. That one's not terrible. Crop variety. Alright, I wanna see if we can beat the Inferno, but we don't have any items, any sludge. Really anything. Should probably, we only need sludge actually. The items do nothing for us. Unless maybe there's a perk that's gonna help us. Max fish might help. How much do we need for the next battle perk? I'll try that. Yeah, let's turn this off for a sec. Get another battle perk. Ooh, it's for all bad characters. Maybe this one. Yeah, maybe this one. Let's send them back to the Inferno. I don't think they're going to do well. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do well. Doing okay. Actually, the rogue on their own, they're healing just from all the lifesteal that they have. What is their lifesteal at? 19%? Problem is, they have party members right now. So, well, that's not the problem. That's the benefit. Now they're going to probably die. I don't think they can out-heal like 9 characters attacking them. Yeah. It's so close, though. If we got like another, yeah, like even this. If we got, oh man, one more. Okay. All right, that might be enough. Because now they do extra damage against enemies that have less attack or less health than them. 15% more. So the healing for 4 goes up to healing for 5. I just want to see if we can beat this one. We need these characters to go somewhere else and get potions. Are they doing it? Are they doing it? Are they doing it? It's so close. The paladin better not die. Oh my goodness. Okay, they made it to the last wave. 3 people are nearly dead. Oh god. It's almost over. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Yeah, I think this super overpowered rogue finally did it. Oh man, they're just about to die though. Okay, they did it. We had 2 minutes remaining, so we got a ton of loot. I don't know if they can repeat that at all. The loot doesn't even help me. We should probably send these back to the fishing pond. I don't have enough for another battle perk. We can do that, though. We can do that. Take care, Typical. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, too. Closing in to get their payment. I know. It's 1 minute, 35 seconds. Can we afford another battle perk? We can potentially win one more time. Yeah, nice. We can afford one. None of these... Well, this character's in our main party. And plus 20 fortitude is pretty good, actually. Because that means that they're going to block... Well, no, it's not that good. Alright, they made it back to wave 3, but they actually have some party members alive this time. Yeah, I think they're going to win again. And how long did it take? Probably longer than a minute. How long is it taking? 54 seconds. Okay, they go in one more time. Do I have enough for... I do have enough for another perk. Give the paladins in power. Alright, this is it. It's the final battle. They might not even be able to win in time. So the upgrades do help. And there is still some choice there. I think if I were to play this again, though, I think we are still in the same state we were in before. Where it would feel like I mostly just did the same things. Yeah, sure, I'd have some different party members, but am I making drastically different decisions? Maybe that's why you would choose a different specialization, just to kind of tweak things yourself anyway. Is this the third wave? Oh, they died. But the battle doesn't end. But I can't click anywhere in the background now. We might be able to see the duration. No, it's being blocked. Make sure you spend as much time as possible on the internet arguing with strangers. That's my idea of a good time. Nice money earned. Hey, 10%. That's pretty good. Town perks 39, battle perks 28, buildings 5 out of 5, adventures hired 8 out of 10. Yeah, so if I go to title screen now and we're like, okay, let's try it again, but this time we'd pick the farming specialization, like we'd probably get farther. I'll try this for a little bit. I'm not going to have it turn into what it just did. Also, actually, I think this is dead in the water. I don't think you can win a single run because I don't think this character can kill a bat. Yeah, no. So this run can't win. Oh, wait. Yes, it can because, well, it doesn't matter now because I'm going to restart anyway. But I could have hired another adventurer. But yeah, we got to fix that problem too. Anyway, let's start a new run and turn this down and send this character into battle and hire another adventurer and send them into battle. These are all terrible. There. So we start with a farm. Oh, and we can get a battle perk or a town perk. No, wait, we can only get a town perk. Oh my god, item stacking already? Yes. And we can actually get another town perk, right? Let's take more customers too. Wow. Those are pretty good perks from the beginning. I wonder how many roguelike games don't honestly feel too different from one another when you, or sorry, from how many different roguelike games have runs that all kind of feel the same, but that you're still happy to do anyway because the game is just fun. Like trying farming mode does change the beginning of the game. Because now I can actually level up my adventurers. But I'm getting no money. Alright, do we have enough? We do! But we don't have any of these characters. Let's go with the golem. Hope we unlock them at some point. In fact, let's try to get the golem next. 50 gold. We're getting no items. Yeah, no items. Oh, we can get another perk. Again, for characters we don't have. So I guess let's go for the golem again. Yeah, so in my mind, this is a problem. Like, the start of the run shouldn't be this slow. And there are ways we can address this. It's just everything is going to be a pretty tenuous balance of, did we just break one of the specializations? Do we make the beginning too hectic? Hey, Flare. Can we afford anything? No. Also, I'm holding out for the golem, but you only get 2 choices, so I might not get the golem. That's why I think the sweet spot is probably having like 8 adventures unlocked. It's 2 full parties, and then you're never offered a battle perk for adventurers you entirely don't have. I haven't worked on my game for a few days. It is okay. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Yeah, I still can't afford anything, but now I can. 1 battle perk, please. For adventures I don't have, please. Ah, yeah, this is pretty bad. Let's take that one. Well, let's hire an adventurer. If I get the golem, I'll keep playing. If not, I'll stop this run. Let's just speed this up. Do that. I need 2 more. 1 and 2. Okay, cool. So now we can hire... Quit! We did not get offered the golem. All right, so playtest realizations. I still didn't feel like the second run was all that different. But once there are more perks, I think it'll start to show. Also, the specializations do help. The only one I didn't really like try even for 5 minutes was the worker specialization. I don't think it's going to drastically change things, but I just wanted to get a feel for what that would be. If I click industry here. So now we start with a bunch of workers. So when we send these characters into battle, the warrior. So now I would have very little to do here. In terms of controlling workers. I would probably actually want to hire something before getting your first town perk. So it does change your choices a bit. I guess the question would become, is it different to go with, like, let's say you pick the same specialization every single time. Do you feel like your runs are different? And yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't need to do anything. I just let my workers go. I guess we need a building first before we get another adventure. I don't know. The adventure will let us go faster. Also, it is still important for me to just click this stuff. Get the customers their items as quickly as possible. But yeah, if you had this mode going, you'd probably want to find more items from places. I almost wonder if there should be a town perk that says something like every location drops 1 extra potion. Or 1 extra item of whatever type it would have dropped. That's actually a pretty interesting idea for a perk. I'm going to write that down. Specific ideas. Loot. Every location drops 1 more item of an item that already would have dropped. Maybe the industry specialization starts with this so that you have more items to move. All right, we're almost. We need just a tiny bit more. This is actually pretty cool. Starting with more workers. It does give you a different experience for the game. All right, yeah, the specialization thing was the critical achievement of today. Now we can hire another adventurer. Let's get the rogue. Put them into a battle. So now we have 3 battles going. On average, I think we get like 2 items from a battle. Maybe on average it's like 1.5. But yeah, everyone's running around doing stuff. And we can't afford anything. Our first building is at 25. But stuff's happening. Hey Warner, I'm doing well. I had a little crisis in the last day, which is how do we improve challenge mode? I didn't think it had a lot of replayability, even though the whole point of it was to be replayable. So we came up with specializations today, and there are only 3 so far, although adding more would be pretty trivially easy. And the specialization we're on now is one where you start with 4 extra workers. So in this mode, I don't have to do as much because the workers are just going to handle most things for me. Currently, they're clogged in these shops, and I have no way of alleviating that because we are missing a bunch of upgrades. So I wanted to play this mode for just a little bit. They're going to go buy some of this stuff. Yeah, there's no point even grabbing any of these items. I need a building that takes in potions. I guess I can stop them from disappearing. They're going to go buy 1 potion. Everyone's going to flock to it. Okay, we can buy our first building, and we shall get the farm. And with the farm, they will all go bring all these items down here, which is great. Yeah, we're getting tons of items. Yeah, this is neat. I wonder if starting with the warehouse would be a good thing here, too. Gotta be careful how we do these things. Anyway, interesting. I like it. I think it's nice. Yeah. All good now? I think so. It's kind of hard to tell. Like, this on its own, this, like, choose a specialization, and you can click one of these. I don't think that's enough to make it great. But I also changed how battle perks work. So the way they used to work is you would always be given health and then 3 random mods. And now you're given health, 2 random offensive mods, and 1 random defensive mod. And I think this is a lot better because the power ones are what you're looking for. Having them compete with the other slots was very difficult because you'd look at this and you just be like, oh, that's going to make me battle faster. You look at the other ones and say, yeah, they're not that great. But now the middle 2 mods that you see here, so haste and damage dealt, haste and a new skill, power and haste, these are all things that are going to make your battles go faster. So they all feel pretty good to take. And then the bottom one is the defensive one. So here it's like the archer will get more healing. I don't think that's that interesting. It's not bad. And then chance to dodge. So you might look at these things and be like, well, this bucket isn't the best, but a 5% chance to dodge is better than a 2% chance. So there are still some decisions to be made here. I like this. There's not so much to read through. It's not like a, Diablo 2 item, like rare weapon, let's say. If I search for this, people who play Diablo 2, this won't look too overwhelming, but like if you are looking at this and you've never played the game, you're like, wow, that's a lot of information. When you play the game a lot, you can scan this pretty quickly. And this is something that maybe doesn't have a ton like this. This has a little bit more. And yeah, there's a lot to read through here. But yeah, you get pretty quick at scanning it and realizing what's good. I think it's going to be the same thing in this game. And there are only 4 choices, or 4, well, it's not choices, I guess, 4 mods present. So yeah, we've got to do a bunch of other stuff here. Let's wrap up this commit. So let me write in the journal. Did it run? Yeah, it ran. Okay, so redesigned some aspects of challenge mode. The most important one being that we now have specializations. You definitely need to log which specialization you took. Where's that? Okay, so where are we at now? So start with a full farm and several, but not all farm perks. Start with adventurers, start with workers. All right, let's go add the tooltips. The tooltips can just be put right in the game itself. We can just do this. Tooltip on parent. Tooltip on parent. And one more. Cool. All right, so the tooltip for this is going to say start with the farm. What else? And start with 3 farming perks. I wonder if we should randomly choose these. Probably not. There's no easy way to look at this. Yeah. All right, let's just copy paste this over to here for now, and I'll just put it on the other screen. All right, so start with the farm. Start with the... This is... I gotta find the names of these things. Crop growth speed. Start with well water level 1. What's the other one? I think clear rocks is the other one. Clear rocks. And what's the last one? Crop variety, I think. I don't even know where this went. Oh, come on. There it is. Yeah, crop variety. I think it's called crop variety. Yeah, it is. Start with crop variety level 1. i.e. the farm is, let's put it this way. Is bigger, grows slightly more valuable crops, and the crops grow faster. Okay, so there's that. Now we put the same thing in here. All right, so this is start with 3 adventurers rather than 1. Start with 2 extra adventurers. All 3 starting adventurers get a free battle perk. Actually, it's probably every adventure. Let me think about that. Every adventure from then on? No, I don't think that's needed. Okay. And the last one is this. Start with 4 extra workers. And one other thing, right? And start with Swift Shoes level 1. Okay. I think we're done. Now we need to figure out where this thing should be set. New challenge run screen. Tooltip. We don't have that. Somewhere we do this. Like run on all descendants. This is in the sound system. There's another place where I do this. Where's that other place? Town menu. Town menu runs it. I want to put this in wherever this thing shows up. What is this called? New challenge run screen. Who owns this? The title screen. All right, then let's just go for the init for this. Oh wait, there's no town for this. What am I doing? There's no tooltip for this then. The title screen must have a tooltip though? What? Does the title screen not have tooltips? Oh, it does. Where is that? Oh, it's probably just passed in directly to whatever needs it. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we've never needed to do this before, but now we have to. So I will make that accessible like so. Private tooltip equals null. Go into ready, get the tooltip. And then we want to do it in the new challenge run screen. We don't have an initialization thing there. Where do we make this? We call get node, we call show. Yeah, so we need a new challenge run screen.init with the tooltip. Then we go make this function. Public, do one of these, put this all up above. Oh, below ready. I could do this manually. Whoops. I guess each button has a tooltip. Let's just put this in a init because we get the tooltip here. Yeah. So button equals get node button.pressed and then button.get node tooltip on parent. Can we not specify what name it is? Isn't there like a get children dot of type tooltip on parent? And there's just a first of that thing. Let me get rid of this. Start button dot disabled. Oh, we don't save that off. Let's just do it all in a init then. Yeah. All right, what are we looking at here? I think this should work. Let's try it. Slime's tooltip doesn't show when you drag an item near it. Let me take a look. Oh, yeah, you're right. Wait. It's just when you're dragging. I guess if you let go of the mouse, then it works how it should work. Okay, let me write that down. Slime's contextual tip only shows correctly if you click an item to pick it up and then move it, not when you drag while left mouse button is held down. Try dragging from elsewhere, it just won't show. I think it's only when you're holding left click down that it messes up. It's based on the distance from where you started dragging, that's why. Based on the distance from where you started dragging while LMB is held down. It's not being updated while continuing to drag. Yeah. Good call though. Thank you. That is something we're gonna have to fix. All right, so did these tooltips work? Yeah, except for that I put 2 entered things there. Start with the farm, start with clear rocks level 1. Where do they even go? Here. I'll just write in parentheses, larger farm. What does that do? Allows peppers to grow. Peppers can grow. And crops grow faster. There. Alright, are the other ones good? Start with 2 extra adventurers. All 3 starting adventurers get a free battle perk. Start with 4 extra workers. Start with swift shoes level 1. Alright, workers move faster. Okay. Okay, let's try that out. Turn this off. The title screen. Okay, so start with the farm. Start with clear rocks level 1, larger farm. Start with crop variety level 1, peppers can grow. And start with well water level 1, crops can grow faster. Start with 2 extra adventurers. All 3 starting adventurers get a free battle perk. Start with 4 extra workers. Start with swift shoes level 1, workers move faster. Yeah. All right, I think this is pretty clear. This one should probably just say all starting adventurers instead of all 3 starting adventurers. Maybe all starting adventures, yeah. And maybe if every single one of these things says... Yeah, maybe I should consolidate this to start with 4 extra workers and swift shoes level 1. This can be changed to start with the farm, clear rocks. Cool. And then this one's fine. Although it'll look inconsistent now. Let's take a look. I think I liked it better when they were all just bullet points. Yeah, whatever. Let's go back to what that was. There's no Command Z for this. It's not that hard for me to remake it, but I'm a little annoyed. There. Okay. We're not going to do any more of that. So, fill out tooltips, done. Probably move the code somewhere else. Populate the perks UI with the automatically granted perks. Need the adventure cost to go up if you chose the adventure specialization. This is not necessarily true that we have to do this. But well, if we're starting you with 3 adventurers rather than 1 and then also lowering the cost, then we're saving you something like, I don't know, several hundred gold by the end of the game. I think that's too much of a benefit. Yeah, no, make sure this doesn't affect the money goal. All right, let's see if we can do this one. Then I might call it. Populate the perks UI with the automatically granted perks. So the way that we're doing this right now is I am just directly adding perks here. For it to populate the UI means that we probably need to go through whatever this is doing. Something adds a button somewhere. Where does that happen? I don't know where that happens. Yep, I don't know where that happens. Purchase skill button. Purchased skill button. Add skill button. It must be this. AP Technic. It's not too late. It's pretty normal. I used to, well, yeah, I tend to end around like 4-ish, I'd say. And it's currently 3:36. We've made some great strides. I really, really want to hear what playtesters have to say about this stuff. All right, so there's a knit. Nothing else calls this? How's that possible? Oh, there it is. All right, so chose perk is in here. That's where calling this force choose perk thing would probably be good. So I could use my hacky code I wrote for this. This is so hacky. It's so hacky. Yeah. Yeah, I should find a better way to do this. But I mean, I could do it the same way over here. We could say UI.overlay visibility controller.town perks dot force grant ability. And then pass in something like farming crop growth speed, sure. Then make this function, generate. Great. This should be called ability ID. And then it should go up here somewhere. And then it should do all the stuff that we had in here. So we make a town perk choice, which I guess is just a regular perk choice. We don't ever make this specifically. I don't actually know the answer to that. How do we make a new one of these? We must, at some point, make a new one of these. Right there. New town perk choice, AC and ability ID. Okay, AC and ability ID. So for that to work, then we need to take in the town, I guess, or the player. Yeah, let's just take in the town. Oh, it already has it. And how do we say we do this? Just with new town dot player abilities. Okay, not bad. And then that doesn't need to be instantiated at all. It's not a UI. Okay. All right. So now we make a perk choice. Scene functions instantiate perk choice. There is no town perk choice thing that we have to do. Then we add it somewhere to hide it, to initialize it with the perks. Perk choice. And then we call force choose on it. Oh, whoops. That was stupid. There are two different things here. I don't like it. Yeah. All right, that'll do it, I think. Well, let's go test it. So this is going to happen for farm crop growth speed and nothing else. Now, we don't even say what level we're giving you. I guess it's just always going to default to whatever the next one is. So if I pick farming mode now, and then look at my perks, we have well water. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. All right, so let's go make these other ones work. We should probably just have it take in an array of these. List ability ID. We could either have the caller do it, or we could have this one do it. I don't really care. Yeah, let's have this do it. Ability IDs. And then do that and that. And then make this a list and change the caller to do this. Cool. We do the exact same thing for this. Great. Okay, let's go test that out. So what this is going to do is going to populate the perk UI with the perks that you were given. In case you didn't know how this mode worked, you'd be able to look at it. So if I go into farming mode, we will now see our 3 perks that we got. Yeah, I think that's a little bit clearer. We could do that for auto battling and stuff too. If I do this with industry, we start with swift shoes. And if I do this with the adventurer one, we start with nothing. Yeah. All right. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, moving this code somewhere else is going to be important. And I guess like fix the hacky code I did to grant a perk choice. You need adventurer cost to go up if you chose the adventurer specialization. Do we save extra workers? If I go into this and I click add worker and then I save and load, are they? Yeah, they're kept. Wow. Okay. Whoops. All right. Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of the completed tasks today were stuff that was already on the list. Very little was due to the new design. We did add specializations in. I think adding in the rest of them is probably a good idea too. They don't take that long to do. It's just every specialization you add is another thing you need to test. I mean, imagine you're making a game where, I don't know, you're making an FPS and you have like a roguelike version of it, I guess. And you have 10 guns in the game. You could make a class for each gun. But then you need to know that all 10 are balanced at the beginning of the game. It's not like it's hard to code this sort of thing. And I'm omitting all the resource stuff you need to do to make 10 unique looking classes with animations. Imagine you just had those. But still, what if one gun is like a joke gun and you just can't beat any of the enemies? And then a new player chooses that. So maybe what we do is we lock some of these specializations until you've beaten the game on the easier ones. That could be done. I'll write that down in the design. We could lock certain specializations behind beating challenge mode. Maybe we only start you with 3 of them. I don't know how people will want to play this. Because the way that Slay the Spire worked is there are 4 unique classes and they all have a lot of uniqueness. It's not just the class starts with some unique ability or something. It's like they all have different cards that only they get. So the runs are drastically different from one another. They play differently. These don't really play all that differently. No, I don't think they'll all play differently enough from one another to justify having their own ascension levels. Yeah. And there'll probably be a best one. I think that's okay. What's interesting is, let's say we did launch a game with seven specializations, and there were like, I don't know, 10 ascension levels. And let's say you maybe you try different ones, but you just kind of get through all the 10 ascension levels, and it takes you like 15 attempts in total to get through all 10 levels. And an attempt takes you half an hour per attempt. It's like we would have just added 7.5 hours to the game just from challenge mode. There's a best one in Slay the Spire too. But they're all their own ascension tracks. So it doesn't matter if there's a best one. I guess that's what I was trying to get at here. In Slay, you have an ascension track per character. So if you wanted to 100% the game, you have to beat all 20 levels on all 4 characters. So minimally, you couldn't do this any faster than 80 runs. I think it might actually take 84 because I think you have to technically do level 0 or something. But yeah, you couldn't do it faster than 80 runs. In Skeleseller, if we have like start with 2 adventurers versus start with 3 workers, it changes the beginning of the game a little bit. But at the end, it's like you're still getting the same buildings. You're still getting the same upgrades. Maybe some of them could add trade-offs, but probably it doesn't make sense to have like an ascension track per specialization. Then again, who knows? People really like idle games. So maybe we should probably track the highest ascension level, or like which levels were completed for each. No, it'd just be the highest one, right? For each specialization anyway, for people who really want to 100% the game. All right. So where do we stand? I like looking at this at the end of the week and figuring out what do we need to do to get to the point where we play test stuff. So I had some realizations. Balance is still atrocious. And there are a bunch of bugs and usability things. Realistically, this is going to take all of next week. Yeah, realistically. And then we have phase 2 and phase 3 to get through, which I imagine will also take at least a full week each, such that August is almost entirely accounted for. All right, well, let's just keep trucking on this stuff. I know I've been saying Q5 2020, or sorry, Q5. It's going to be Q5 by the time I'm done with this. Q4 2025. It's not looking possible to release in Q4 unless I release a version that kind of just meets the minimum bar for all this stuff and then just keep working on it and improving the game. I mean, this is one of the problems. I like doing things based on feedback that we get. If someone says, hey, this mode is bad, I wouldn't keep working on the mode. I'd change, I'd pivot, I'd drop it. But the feedback is for the demo. If we give too much content, then we've gotten feedback on the full game. So I think it makes sense to get as many playtesters as possible. So if you are watching and you would like to playtest Skeleseller, please do take a look at this document. The instructions are incredibly simple. Actually, I should say join the Skeleseller Discord. Is this a link to it? Yeah. DM me. Yeah. We have, I don't even know how many people, 20 something who signed up, but not all of them are active. Not all of them are engaged. So we don't really have that many playtesters, and there hasn't been anything major to playtest yet. But yeah, challenge mode would be the first thing. And the more eyes I have, the more feedback I get, I think the better. No, wait a second. I should just delete that top one. Yeah. Nah, I'll just delete this too. Might as well make this document shorter. Okay, yeah. It's pretty short to begin with. At least by my standards. Do we need Steam to playtest? Yeah, you do. Is that a problem, Jessica? Also, hi. Sorry, I've been lurking all day. No, that's fine. If it's a problem, no, I was going to say I can't really special case this stuff. I want the release process to be as simple as possible for me. Also, I haven't personally heard of someone who has a problem installing Steam. Yeah, now I have. Was there a reason? Was it a policy that Steam had? Was it just you were playing too many games and you wanted to not be on Steam? Because I'll say this, from a technical perspective, I can share the game in other ways. It's just not, it's probably not worth the time, I think, is them not following their own policies on certain topics. I see. Yeah, I don't want to pressure you to do that, but at the same time, I don't want to pressure myself to have these like special exceptions. So what I'd say is if you do want to eventually play the game, you probably have to wait till release. And then on release, I plan on launching on itch as well. I just don't plan on doing playtesting through itch. So if you're happy with itch, then you could buy it through there. If you're not happy with itch and you're not happy with Steam, I guess just DM me and I can just send you a copy of the game at that point. Because at least after launch, I don't mind like giving the game to one person, although then you never get updates. Okay, you have itch. Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to think about this. Yeah. I think that's probably all I have to say on that. Okay, well, it's been good. Let's go move this stuff down to here. Move this into the document, play test realizations. Or present it with a perk. Maybe it just inherently provides interest. That would be very cool if it did that. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go find someone to raid. It's been a good day. I'm feeling a little bit better. I am still a bit anxious about the replayability. All right. Who are we raiding? I want to just raid somebody and then not talk at all. It's been a while since I've raided Spiro. I don't know how long he's going to be streaming for. Well, let's raid Spiro. Okay. I will be back on Monday. Hope you all have a great weekend. I hope you're excited about challenge mode. I'll see you later. Goodbye, everyone.